the sacred plain of Kurukshetra, thunder shook the heavens, lightning split the sky. Two vast armies gathered, eager for war, fathers, sons, teachers, kings, all prepared to slay and be slain. On this field of Dharma, the great warrior Arjuna will be brought to despair, and in that despair, he will awaken to truth. Here begins the Song of God, the Bhagavad Gita. Far from the battlefield, in the royal city of Hastinapura, the blind king Dhritarashtra sat upon his throne, anxious for news of the war.
O Sanjaya, assembled on the field of Dharma, on the field of the Kurus, eager to fight, what did my people and the Pandavas do?
Sanjaya, gifted with divine sight, bowed before his king. Closing his eyes, he beheld the battlefield as though he stood upon it himself.
Duryodhan, seeing the army of the Pandavas drawn up in battle order, approached his teacher Dronakarya and spoke these words. O king, Duryodhan said to his teacher, Behold, O teacher, there stand Arjuna, Bhima, and many mighty warriors, all prepared for battle, guided by your own disciple. Heroes of immeasurable strength stand united against us.
But Duryodhan, shaken by what he saw, turned to his teacher Drona. His voice betrayed both fear and pride, and so he spoke, naming hero after hero, a litany of dread filling the king's ear.
And then, O king, he sought to steady himself by proclaiming the power of his own side.
Then Bhishma, the grandsire of the Kurus, ancient and mighty, lifted his great conch and blew with the roar of a lion. At once, the Kaurava drums, horns and trumpets thundered, shaking the very earth. But the Pandavas too lifted their sacred conchs. First Krishna, divine charioteer, sounded Panchajanya. Then Arjuna raised Devadatta, his bow gleaming like fire.
And the brothers of Arjuna also blew their conches, Bhima, Yudhishthira, Nakula, Sahadeva, until the sky and earth were filled with their sound.
So great was the clamor that even in the palace halls, the blind king trembled as the echo of destiny pressed upon his heart.
Then Arjuna, with his bow in hand, said to Krishna, his charioteer, Place my chariot between the two armies, that I may see those with whom I must fight.
So Krishna, Lord of consciousness, brought their chariot into the very midst of the two armies.
Behold, O Partha, these Kurus gathered here, your very own bloodline, assembled for war.
And as Arjuna looked, he saw fathers, grandfathers, teachers, brothers, sons, and companions. Seeing them arrayed against one another, his heart grew heavy.
Thus, through Krishna's invitation, the warrior's certainty dissolved as love and duty clashed within his heart.
O king, as Arjuna beheld his kinsmen arrayed for war, his heart was overcome. With sorrow, he spoke to Krishna. Krishna, seeing my own people here, eager for battle, my limbs grow weak. My mouth is dry, my body trembles, and my bow slips from my hand. I cannot stand. My mind reels. I see no good in slaying my own people. What joy could victory bring when those I love would fall? I wish not for kingdom, nor pleasures, nor even life itself. Of what use are they, Krishna, when those for whom we desire them stand here ready to die?
Thus, Arjuna's mind, overwhelmed by grief, sought every reason to turn from the battle. Love bound him, fear weakened him, despair conquered his will.
And so, in the midst of the battlefield, Arjuna sank into his chariot, his bow falling from his hand, his heart burning with sorrow. He spoke no more.
Thus, Lord Krishna allowed his beloved friend to sink into despair, for often through sorrow can the heart be broken open to truth. What may seem as weakness and confusion is, in truth, the hidden grace of God. For in the breaking of Arjuna's will, the voice of eternity is about to be heard.